c'est Warhol.
When you left Wales to study classical music in London, what was your ambition? To go to New York and get fame and fortune. What were your connections with the Fluxus movement before you left for the States? I arranged a festival of Fluxus music in my college before they threw me out of the college. And I think the Fluxus movement had something to do with it. What made you leave Satie for rock and roll? Well, I'd run into Lou Reed, and I was interested in risk-taking, and Lou introduced me to a whole other world of risk-taking. Do you remember the first time you met Lou Reed? Yeah, I do. He was making coffee out of the hot water tap in the sink at the record company. Do you remember when Andy came to see the Velvet Underground at the Café Bazaar? Yes, I remember there was a whole entourage that marched in the middle of the set, and we were about to be fired, and so it was the last time we were playing there. And after we were fired, things brightened up a lot. When you produced the first Stooges album, did you behave like Andy producing the Velvets? I think the Stooges were found art. Yeah, they really didn't need much direction, and it was just a question of pressing the record button and saying thank you very much. What did you think of Andy as a painter? Well, when I first went up to the factory, I found out that it wasn't called a factory for nothing. There were people there working very, very hard all the time, and I had never been able to put together in my own mind what kind of qualities I was looking for in contemporary art, as you'd find in the old masters, which seemed to have a lot of work in them and detail. And with Andy, it was color. It was the variety, the simplicity of the colors and the way they were very startling and very clear. Why do you think the Velvets became such a cult? Probably because we were talking about very difficult things. There was probably a spirit there that people identified with that really I'm not objective enough to speak about. And also that we could be considered failures because, I mean, we could be considered successful because we were failures. And we lived our failures with great style. Why do you think the Velvets split? I think it probably started when Lou told Andy he didn't want him around anymore. And things just got worse from there on, in that we had no one there that was really a conspirator with us. And he was always there reminding us of all the crazy ideas we had and that we should keep on with them. When Andy left, there was no one there that we could bounce our ideas off of, and we just ended up being a road band, which is very painful. And I think all those ideas that we had just sort of vanished into thin air. Lou knew could have been like Lennon-McCartney, Jagger Richards, or Rodgers and Hart. Do you agree with that? That's a very flattering idea. Do you still stay in touch with Sterling Morrison and Mo Tucker? Yes, I see them and speak to them often. Yeah, I enjoy Sterling and Sterling's style of conversation a lot, and I miss it. What are Sterling and Mo doing now? Well, Sterling graduated. He's now Dr. Sterling Morrison. And Maureen has been recording and doing a lot of touring, as you know. And I think Sterling wants to get interested in guitar playing again. He's never given it up, but I mean, it's always there, and I think he wishes that there was somewhere that he could hang his hat on. When did you see Andy for the last time? I think we were discussing, I used to go up and exercise with him in the morning. He had a person that came over and did a one-on-one exercise in the morning. And we started discussing an Andy Warhol exercise video with music. And then I went away on tour, and I heard the bad news when I was in the middle of a tour. When did you see Nico the last? It was in Brussels at a concert. And we just traveled through Japan, she was with a band, and we played together in the Palais de Beaux-Arts in Brussels. When you met Lou at Andy's funeral, how long had you seen him? I'd seen him off and on for quite for a long time, for all those years, but we'd never really discussed anything of value, except finding out what happened to the Velvet Underground royalties, which we finally did find out. How did you manage to work with Lou Reed again after such a long time? Well, it was very exciting. I mean, we both knew that we had a lot of ground to make up for, and I was really interested in forming that partnership again, and it was very important for me to see if the energy and the aggression was still there, and it was, and that was very exciting and rewarding.